I don't remember, like, where are these rafts here in this lake Rathetear? Do you gain swimming skill if you use the raft? I don't think you did. I don't seem to remember you do. Maybe I'll mess around with those at some point just to see. Because I know kind of funny how it works, but you gain swimming skill by running over the frozen river in Everfrost Mountains. Everfrost Peaks. Um, which is funky. But yeah, you do. So, I was just wondering, do you gain swimming skill by just using the raft? Because that would be hilarious. I'll have to mess around with that at some point. Okay, here. Let's redo this buff. Might, while my mana is in this good of a shape, I might redo my own shielding. Okay, and now we pull these folks. You, come down here. Bronze two-handed weapons. A lot of them. Make some platinum out of this, which is good. Really good. Wait, why did I buff him again? For some reason I thought there was a longer break between the poles and I redid the damage shield on the path. My bad. At least it only costs mana, huh? Yeah, this is decent cash. Makes my being broke issue a little bit. Also, this is still decent XP at 25. Damn. I wonder if I can hang around here until 27. That would be nice. Although 26 I could probably try Cyclops. In the Raft Mountain. Or Cyclops and the giant skeletons. We'll see, we'll see. I'll give it a try here. And the Raft Mountains, huh? Do I need to do a burnout yet? On the pack? I should I should be running a timer on burnout. Because it's 15-minute duration. Let's do it anyway, just to make sure. Basically, basically just out of my, out of my head, what I've been trying to do it for a timer wise is every 2 cycles, every time I have pulled these guys twice, redo the burnout because it's about to run out before the third ones get pulled. So I've been using that as a sort of an internal timer, but for some reason here right now I don't like. When did I last do a burnout? I could I could just run a my usual non-stopping stopwatch on my desk, which you know set it on 15 minutes, have it run. When it reaches 0, it starts from beginning. Start it from beginning and so on. I could do that. That was definitely a green con with the concentrated money drop. I'm trying to make sure is that the corpse doesn't end inside the tree. Because that would be mighty annoying. It's another green con. I do notice that I did just hit level 25, so there is more of these are going to be green. Which means that the XP isn't quite so good. Of these green ones, yep. So I would say that this ends at level 26 here. I mean, it could be dragged to 27, but then by that point the XP is going to be a whole lot worse. Okay, Words of Spirit. The heck is that? Why is that? That has to be a necromancer thing. Yep. It's a necromancer thing. It is kind of amusing. I don't know why. I don't know why. I leveled an Ixar necromancer to 57. After Kunark was released, a friend of mine wanted to play the game, and what class were they playing? No, they wanted to level a rogue. Yeah. They wanted to level a rogue. So what I did to make that leveling process for them painless, or as painless as I could, was I made an Ixar necromancer, and I got that Ixar necromancer out of Kunark at like level 7 or 8. Maybe I got level 8 spells. Might have been on there until level 12 to get bind. 8 or 12, whatever, one of those, like, way before, you know, any of the higher level zones in Kunark. And I just never went back to Kunark. Because I had my friend buy all the necro spells for me. So, I leveled in Antonica and all of these areas, and for whatever reason, I don't remember this necro researching at all. I don't remember if I'd researched any of the necro spells at all on that character. If I did any research whatsoever. As for why necromancer with a rogue, because that works so stupidly well. You fear kite, you cast your snare, you cast your fear, and the rogue walks behind the mob and backstabs it. Works so stupidly well, and it levels a. It's an easy way to level a rogue up, because rogues simply cannot solo. So you add in a class that does very good solo, and which also synergizes really well with the rogue, and suddenly you have really stupidly powerful combination right there. Oh yeah, like, I've been looking up these words. I'm like, okay, this is necromancer spell, and this is a necromancer spell, and I'm like, I don't remember any of these. I remember some of the magician ones, like words of dimension that even makes sense. The name even says magician with dimensions, you know, pulling pets out of various dimensions and all of that stuff. Like, it makes sense and so on, but I don't remember any necromancer research whatsoever. Oh well. Oh well. I didn't actually plan on playing a necromancer either in P99. Because I had that Ixar necromancer way back when, and I'll be honest, I didn't really enjoy the necromancer's playstyle. I know it's a really good solo class. I know it is. It is really stupidly good solo class. But for some reason or another, I enjoy this mage a lot more when it comes to soloing. I don't know why. The necromancer is much more capable of soloing more locations than the magician is. The magician is really straightforward, and maybe that's why I like it. It is really straightforward and very sort of relaxing leveling. You just pull a mob, you nuke it, you stick your pet on it, and then you sit down and wait for it to be dead. Or it kills your pet and you. Because there is very little you can do after your pet is dead. It's sort of like, I don't enjoy playing an enchanter either, or a bard. Enchanter is, well, it's the whole, you know, call it high risk, high reward stuff and whatever. But the enchanter is typically good at soloing, with the whole charm and everything else. However, I do not enjoy the playstyle. And I don't necessarily enjoy the whole, like, oh, you know what, get back here. Let's pull it down first and then I will send you in. I mean, thankfully we all like slightly different things. So that everybody finds something different to play. And then we can all make, you know, workable group combinations. If everybody just liked the necromancer and there would be nothing but necromancers, that would be really boring. The same thing is if everybody liked a magician. Although granted, there are always going to be like a million druids. And the other thing that people just simply navigate to, because of the class fantasy by itself, is paladin. There will always be lots of paladins. In every game that allows paladins, there will be paladins. I'm in a bad spot, I can't see when it spawns, huh? There we go. Much better. And personally, there have been very few games where paladin interests me, which is kind of funny. Just not my class fantasy. When it comes to fantasy systems, fantasy games, I actually don't know what my class fantasy actually is. Because what I generally like, the rare times that I end up playing tabletop fantasy RPG instead of being a game master, the rare times I end up playing a fantasy game. What I tend to do is I tend to look around and go like, well, you folks, all of you, other players, pick whatever you folks want to play and I fill in what is missing. And that's how I like to do it. But generally I am the GM, so... And I don't run fantasy, just in case you are curious, I do not run fantasy. Like, at all. At all. I run sci-fi. Sci-fi and mostly cyberpunk. Mostly cyberpunk. Apocalypse World is amazing. The only fantasy I occasionally enjoy running is Dungeon World. That's the only fantasy I occasionally enjoy running. Or if you can consider it like a fantasy setting, like a fantasy setting, but it isn't actually, Dark Ages Vampire and Cthulhu Dark Ages. Those are two systems I do enjoy running as a game master, but vast majority of my game mastering time is on Cyberpunk. Well, still, like I said, for me when it comes to tabletop, it's like, well, you folks pick whatever you want, and I will make something interesting that fits in, and I usually do something really silly with it. My high elf librarian, ex-librarian barbarian being the best example of a character I had fun with in D&D. It was a really simple vengeance story background of character used to be a librarian and somebody burned down the library, and so the character went like, you know, developed a berserker rage and became a barbarian. And that was hilarious fun. And that's it. That's all I have for D&D. I just don't play the system. No, that's ever so slightly annoying. Still. Ah, perfect. No, not perfect. No, it's almost perfect. This is where I need to buff him. What I quite enjoy about live streaming EverQuest is that this is slow enough paced with all the downtime and so on and between polls and whatnot. I can ramble random stuff. I can just ramble random things. It is fun. Give the actual live stream experience of, you know, just listening to somebody talking about completely unrelated nonsense. Isn't that what live streaming is all about? I think so. If you want more condensed actual stuff, you go to like Fiverr is that, you know, stupidly popular social media platform where TikTok, that thing, which I have never been to still, because it's like no thanks, no, not interested. But then again, I do not use social media anyway. Unless you consider YouTube social media and Twitch social media, and occasionally browsing Reddit for some specific, very specific thing, usually related to miniature painting or whatever. But you know, like stuff like Facebook. I actually think I posted first time in like 4 months on Twitter when I just posted that hey, content will continue this coming weekend, and I decided to actually start a little earlier because my throat was feeling better. So there's that. Anyway, let's buff this dude. I have almost full mana, so I can buff him and then sit down for a sec still. For a second. Perfect timing. Here's your shield. Come on down from there. We fight down here. What's the XP on this blue con here? It's a noticeable amount. I can definitely be here until 26. And maybe after 26 I'm going to stay here for about 20% into 26. So if I die, I don't lose the level, and just to see how much XP you still get at level 26. How much does it slow down? Yeah, I am curious on. Thankfully, it is not that long of a run to get to the City of Ogres to do some banking. You... Yeah, this is a green con already. Definitely getting a whole lot more green cons now at level 25. It's going to be an issue at 26. When a third of the mobs are seem to be green cons at 25. Already probably going to be a half at 26 at least. At least this zone is nice and quiet. I am still the only one here in this entire zone. Uh, yeah, the XP really isn't that great at 25 anymore. I mean, blue cons are fine, but it does slow down a bit from 24. So 26 is definitely final level. Just stretching it from 26 to 27 is... I don't think that is a good use of your time and energy, unless you just want to hang around here and, you know, kill these. Because you have to AFK a lot or something. This will work very nicely as an AFK camp. Holy crap. Perfect AFK camp. Now, if I did have a necromancer, making all of these necromancer spells would have been a nice way to try and make a little money. But I do not have a necromancer to do the combinations and research with. So There we go. Buff you after these two. There's the root. Yeah, this is still a noticeable amount of XP, but not crazy good. So 26 is definitely the ending point here. Well, I mean, this will have lasted me from 24 to 26, which is fine enough. Fine enough. It made me a decent amount of money in the process. Two officials on the nuke, huh? Okay, that's a decent find as well. I mean, I still use that particular gem for my other self buff, which I haven't been doing here because I don't need to. But where it is? Phantom leather. Use it, cat's eye agate. Cat's eye agate. Got. Well, however you pronounce agate. Oh, agate. Actually, I have no idea. Come to think of it. Fine, whatever. Whatever. Definitely takes these to bank while I make make sure the not lose this thing so I can make one of those spells. All right, I did need to buff you once more. Here you go. I was just thinking on it because, am I remembering wrong the Cyclops level range in Wrath Mountains? For some reason I'm thinking of being able to kill them at level 26. But aren't they closer to level 30? Aren't the giant skeletons in the 23 to 27 maybe range? Or is it the other way around? The Cyclops are that level range and the giant skeletons are level 30. Oh well, I'm gonna go and have a look at some point. Probably while I run to the bank in Firot, I'll do a little bit of conning and see what it says. See if I can find even a single blue con of either of those, and then I will know. Then I will know. I can always go. I mean, if I don't want to hang around here, I can always go to Najena and just, you know, do the damn magicians. Oh, another interesting place. I could do the Aviac Tower in South Carolina. I could check that out and... That's a possibility. That is a possibility. I could do a Aviac Tower. Might be worth investigating. Do even more of these bird people. Okay, one more. One more. There is always the option of going into Everfrost and do Mammoths, but I don't want to do Mammoths on an evil character. There is that really annoying barbarian who just bounces all over the goddamn zone and, you know, will aggro on me while I'm in the middle of fighting a mammoth. So I don't want to do that on an evil character. Okay, get over here. You are already a green con. Oh well, get over here. I did get 40% into this level, so all is fantastic and fine. Stop phasing on these nukes. Those things cost mana.